So for my inquiry project, I rode the city bus in Salt Lake, and I was pretty nervous about it because I haven't ridden the city bus in a long time. The last time I did was when I lived in Alaska 4 years ago, and I rode the front runner up to Salt Lake, and then I got on the city bus, or I was tried to get on the city bus, but I didn't know how to do the payment thing where you like tap to pay. And the bus driver, I was like trying to get help from the bus driver, and he was like really angry and really in a hurry, and so he just like yelled at me and told me to get off the bus. And so I missed the first bus, and then I sat at the bus station for like another half an hour and waited for another one, and I ended up getting help from a different bus driver who taught me how to do everything, and it was like actually really embarrassing. But I finally got on the bus and rode it for a while, just observing people. And what I noticed was that there was some people who seemed like they were in generational poverty and some people that seemed like they were in situational poverty. And a lot of the situational poverty people seemed like students who go to the U, and they may not even be in poverty. They may just not have wanted to drive their cars, But I'm sure some of them didn't have a car or were poor at the time because they were in school. There was other people who looked like they were more in situational poverty, and I noticed that a lot of those people were tied to race, and so there was a few mothers with some children, and they were usually Hispanic. There was also a man who got on who looked like he was either drunk or on drugs, and he smelled horribly and looked like he had been in that situation for a while, was probably raised in that situation. And let's see, so I just got thinking about my time when I didn't have a car when I lived in Alaska. I didn't have a car, and me and my friend we only rode the bus a couple of times. Most of the time we had friends who could pick us up and take us places. And I was just thinking about what would happen if I hadn't had those friends to pick me up, and I would have been stuck a lot of the time. I was thinking my church was 15 minutes away in a car, and I would have never been able to go to church if I didn't have a friend who could have came and picked me up. And so it just made me really think about all these people who are in these situations that are stuck, and students who have done nothing to find themselves in these situations, and they don't have the resources and the things to help them succeed as some of the other students do. And so I got thinking about what we should do as teachers, and I think that the biggest thing is we just need to be aware. And so one thing that we could do is give out surveys to our students to find out their situation, and of course make them so it's just between the student and the teacher. But we could ask them if they have access to a car, if they have availability to technology, if they are able to do homework at home, all those kinds of things, because we're going to have to adapt and modify our classes to accommodate for these kind of students. And I just think it's very important for us as teachers to know that it can be really embarrassing for students who are in these situations, and we need to help them understand that it's not their fault that they're in these situations, and just be aware of their feelings and try to help them the best that we can to succeed in our class with the resources that they have.